Hi, Nick. How are you?
Morning,
I have to turn
David.
that off, I think.
Well again.
I have to turn that off, that enhancer. I'll turn it off. Doop, boop. Anyway, hi, Nick. How are you today?
Good morning. Good.
And I wish to thank you again for your kind donation. And I've been having a bit of fun with my, what is it? Voice mod. And so thank you very much, Voice Mod. I'm having a lot of fun. It's like being let loose with something that we should not be let loose with. So we're going to share our screen. What Nick and I have decided to do today is yesterday we brought you, and I hope you enjoyed it. We do. We hope you enjoyed it, and we did. We enjoyed it, bringing it, and we enjoyed it as well. We brought you game, was it game 8 of the South Island Chess Championships, Quentin versus Matthew McNabb, and so to Matthew David McNabb. So now we bring you a Quentin game because we want to honour Quentin for the work that he does in New Zealand chess, as I've already mentioned. And we also want to show how good he is. And so we have chosen this game after some deliberation. So here we go. Let's have a look at this one. Now I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go here and I'm going to go share. And I'm actually in the picture this time. Last time I wasn't. Sorry about that. I'm really, really sorry about that. I've turned my commentator off. So here we've got basically kind of Canterbury versus Otago chess, or we could say Invercargill versus Otago. Invercargill is white. Richie or Richard Christie, whom has an awesome coaching session available for you if you want to get some real serious coaching, then Richie is your man. I don't know what his fees are, but I do speak highly of this opponent and friend. I speak highly of him because he's got a workshop all together. He's got a workshop, but he's got a workshop for coaching anyone who's interested in getting better or getting to the grips of the game of chess. And I think his fees are quite reasonable from what I can tell from other people around the country of New Zealand, but I'm not going to mention names, of course. But I think that what he offers is a systematic up building or something like that of what would I say here? He's not like me, maybe all over the place. He's quite defined and definitive, or whatever those sorts of words are. See, that's why he's really good at it. So that's Richard Christie, and you may note that the tournament was run in Invercargill, and guess who was paramount in that regard was Richie Christie and Craig Hall names it. And Richie used to be the president of the chess club here in Canterbury. So that's why I said Canterbury before. Anyway, enough waffle for me. Here is this game. This game was played. What round was this game now, Nick? This was
No idea. Looks
round
like it
6.
was, don't
Round
know.
6. Round 6. So this is round 6. And Richie Christie has the white pieces, and Quentin Johnson has the black pieces. So we pay tribute to both these strong players, just a little bit over the age of 30, I think. I think they're about 31 each, aren't they? 32, something like that. but with lots of chess experience. And I know Quentin the longest of anyone that I've brought you this week. And again, thank you,
David,
Nick. Pardon?
David, get on with it.
Check. We haven't looked at this game yet.
But what are the odds? What are the odds on the London system here? There you go.
That was funny. That was very funny. What's the odds of that? Yes, what do we do now? We play the Russian system against, or we play the Dutch French setup against we play the Dutch French Kiwi New Zealand Ingenuity Defence. No, we play C5, but of course.
It's a sharp line, isn't it?
Yes, it is. This is actually a seriously sharp line for black to play against. This is recommended by International Master Eric Rosen as a good comeback to the London system for white, or for black, I mean. So we're, it's like...
now what's happening here is, I don't know this much.
Well, we're not going to get a capture on D4, are we?
What, play E4?
We're not going to get a capture on C5, I think, for white here, probably because of D4.
E4 is possible, I think, isn't it? E4, E3.
Yeah, it's like Marshall played an early C5 in the French in this sort of line. He played E4, E6, D4, D5. He was black, knight C3, C5. That's a lot of fun because the pawn can't be captured on C5. It can be. You play D4, knight A4, and go bishop C5, take the pawn on back on C5, knight C5, and queen A5 check, and pick up the knight. But it's not particularly, it's a little bit airy for black. So it was refuted, but
white to play E3 here, probably, won't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Barricade. Solidify. Cement. Blockade. Blockage. Now, so
black need to bother with A6. I don't know if black needs to bother with A6 in that position. But maybe it's
we'll have to ask Quentin.
Why
did you play A6? Like, I noticed yesterday that I was quite intrigued by the amount of times that you've spoke about the knight GE2. If you want to have a look at that video, you'll find that it's mentioned quite a few times. Not so many by me, but and Nick and I go back way back, like probably before I want to even care to mention, but I've always, I always enjoyed his support of when I played simultaneous chess in the Cathedral Square, which I've got a permit forever, for a lifetime permit that has never been taken away from me. But for some reason, since the earthquakes, I'm not allowed to do that thing anymore. I'm not allowed to do them, and blah, blah, blah. So it's not very good. But I remember getting beaten a lot on the simultaneous chess displays where Nick would be playing me. But that wasn't as bad as a certain Canterbury player that came when there was $100 up for grabs, and at a local shopping centre.
Do you remember when that Canadian turned up and he was giving away $100 to everybody that beat him? And, everyone from the chess club went down and thrashed him. We all got $100 voucher for Newbold.
That's what happens when they just throw the door open and they just say, anyone that beats David Wegener or the Canadian or Italian restaurant, anyone who beats David Wegener or whoever they are, Nick. So we all turn up when Nick has that that simultaneous chess display, and they throw open the doors and they say, "Oh, forget $100. We'll make it $500. Anyone who can beat the South Island." You should do that, Nick.
Anyway, we're going to run out of time at this rate.
Bishop G4. I've just developed. This is after. No, it's before the game with Matthew. H3, Bishop F3. Removing a defender of E5 square, if you get what I mean.
It's all very solid, isn't it?
Yeah, E6. But we could play, excuse me, excuse me,
E6 is fine, or G6.
Yeah, we're on D4.
No, but E6 is obviously there.
Yeah, it's just the move that wants to be played. I suppose CD4 is going to come. We haven't looked at this game. So
White's knight's not on the best spot, is it? Hampering the pawn, and I think black's going to swap off and put some pressure on that knight if he's not careful.
What are you talking about? Sorry?
Black.
What are you talking about? Sorry.
Taking on D4 and putting pressure on that knight on C3.
Yeah, but it's White's move first.
Yeah, we know. I know that.
I know you do, but I'm not sure what you were talking about. Because now White's got to react to that D4 move. White's got to react to looking after D4, and I thought White would play castle.
Still think black should swap off on D4 here, and
yeah.
What White's king looks a bit. It's going to be in the line of fire, isn't it? Before very long.
I think so. I do think so. I'm feeling like playing just crunching on D4 and Rook C8 and
Rook C8, Bishop B4, Queen A5, Queen A5.
Yeah, Queen A5 and B5.
Maybe Queen A5 now, maybe.
Yeah.
I think he should take the pawn now, so then White hasn't got the E4.
I agree. So I think that if we're doing... Oh, by the way, that's quite a good exercise. If you wanted to improve your game of chess, do what is it Mike King said? Would do cover over the move and think, what move would you like to play here? And that's quite good for your confidence.
The only problem taking on D4 is that White's bishop can then get back to D2 if it needs to.
And we've got the white rooks that can hit the moment. At the moment, they can hit the maybe we're talking out of turn, because that will open up the E file for White, won't it?
But it'll also stop him from playing E4 at some stage, which would open it up even more, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I'd play F5 here. I wouldn't
play that.
Oh, you have to play F5. CD4. So Quentin has done what
that's a good one.
We've both thought initially, which is a good thing to do in chess too, is to play the first move that comes into your head, generally speaking, because that's the move that suits your style and that more often than other moves. But then you've got things like Kappa says, Jose Kappa Blanca says, look for a better move. I tend to think myself that that suits me quite well, is to play the first move that comes into my head, because that does suit my style. Otherwise, you're trying to copy other people or try to play like another player, which might not be. Anyway, so that's the obvious move.
What are you doing now? Queen A5 maybe? Or
Queen A5. One candidate move is Queen A5. What else? I thought your brain wasn't turned on today.
Queen A5, Rook C8, Bishop. Well, I don't know about Bishop. See, White can put his bishop back to D2 now, can't he?
No. Bishop D2 is not possible because of Knight D4.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Queen A5, definitely. In that case.
You're picking Queen A5. So what I'm saying is, this is a good exercise for you to do when you look at a game. Cover over the score and go through it like that.
So if we play Bishop B4, he can just play Knight to E2, probably. Whereas we played Queen A5, it forces him to play King B1. And we can play Knight. Yeah, just Queen A5, I think.
No, my move, B5. I said B5, didn't I?
I thought you said F5.
Oh, no, that was before. That wasn't with CD4. That was F5. You know, you got to play F5 every time you play the black pieces or white pieces. If you get F5 as white, then Queen G3. Now, this has been my worst moment. These sorts of things happen in blitz games where the
Really Knight
white queen
F6
gets
now.
on that dark diagonal with the bishop, and all of a sudden you can't put knights and things, or you can't put things on b8, or if you got your knight on b8, watch out because it gets taken quite quickly. Or the old proverbial bishop g5 check to the queen and bishop takes queen.
Looks
Those
like
are the sorts of
either
things you
Rook
watch out for in
C8,
bullet.
either Rook C8 or Knight F6. Oh, he loves his move to E2, doesn't he?
He does, but
Why?
I think that
I suppose he can go to F5 though, can it?
Quentin doesn't let me win if I play him. He just beats me all the time.
There's Bishop D3 now, though, possibly. Can he play
Yeah, I
Bishop
think
D3
so.
though? Maybe Knight
No,
D4 then, though.
if Bishop D3 would clunk in the D4 pawn.
Yeah.
And White's threatened with Knight
That
F5
Queen
here.
G3 move, that Queen G3 move is a bit not doing much, was it, really?
I have a little bit of fun with it, but it's kind of like it's a bit awkward because it's in front of the G pawn. So maybe instead of Queen G3, G4, or Bishop D3, like you said. No, Bishop D3 is not possible. So White's game slightly clumsy, I think. That's my
Yeah, it's
opinion
no
at the
good.
moment. I
Yeah,
think
is
it's
it?
slightly clumsy. Yeah? Do
I
you agree?
suppose White can just move his queen again. Probably
And
got
no
nothing
doubt,
better than Queen to F3, Queen to F3 maybe, or then if Knight F5, Knight E2, and then
oh,
G4.
yeah. And no doubt, if we look at the moves on the computer, if we look at Stockfish, no doubt it'll say it, he. And did you know that whatever that serial program is called now, the chess program, its sequels come up. Number 2, Beth
This
Harmon.
is a horrible position here, isn't it? It's over.
Yeah, but like I said, the computer
Oh,
will probably say
is there going to be a
that this is normal.
sequence? 92 here probably is. Oh, what's happening?
Richie is getting in. And this is putting the bishop in a place. Maybe I'm probably talking out of turn. This is putting the bishop in a place where it can get thrown around. Queen d7 is my move, of course.
At least now White's got Queen F4. If
Or Queen d6. Is White going to play?
yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
don't
Black's going to play
know.
Knight F5, isn't
I
he?
know. If Queen d6 and Queen d6 and knight f5 is going to
But got
be,
to
I
yeah.
don't know. Then you got knight f5, bishop e5, f6, g4, all sorts of. It can get messy again. Bishop b6. Well,
Not doing. Oh, it protects the
okay,
D pawn, I
yeah, but it
suppose.
just doesn't feel. For me,
No,
it
it's going to
doesn't feel.
be. Oh, Queen C7 here. Queen C7, I guess. Can
Is
he?
it?
No, he can't. He's
You
going to
probably
lose a
watched the
pawn.
game though.
No, he haven't. He's going to lose a pawn if he does that.
Yeah, Queen c7 loses a pawn. Yeah, with force. So Queen f3,
Don't
and
like that. It's
yeah,
because the bishop's going to have to go to C5, isn't it, in a minute? And then it gets chopped off. And, that's
I've got to tidy up my hair a wee bit. It's a little bit sort of frantic, isn't it?
Rook B8 here probably is.
Rook B8. You reckon?
Well,
Could go knight
Queen B,
D6.
Queen B7 maybe.
Probably should develop. So there's an enticement here for black to castle, maybe, and then Richie will come out with his bits as
So is that
horizontal and verticals.
pawn on C5 is going to be pretty weak, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Heather, by the way, I just want to say about Heather when she started laughing a lot when I said, "Oh, Nick said that's right." Heather said, "Sorry, I was blaming you." Heather said, "Okay." Heather said, "I'll try to say this like one of the Ronnies," but Heather said, "See, what happened was sorry, but what happened was Heather was quite chuffed. I'll say I wasn't at my expense because." She was chuffed because I said to Nick, Heather doesn't want me to analyze the game. She wants Nick to, because he's the champion. And she was laughing her head off when she was watching the video. So, I mean, at my peril, you can have a look at that. That's my funniest moment. Not Bishop E7.
Bishop B7, that's a bit too quiet, isn't it? What about G4 here now?
Yeah. But then that's just going to ask, like black's doing
True.
development. And then this knight can come here and it's a nice knight on C4, isn't it? It's got a bottle of wine to drink as well on C4. It just feels really good. But I'm also saying that, Nick, I'm also saying that the bishop can look at this pawn here again. And so we're looking at a central pawn in this case, which is better than a flank pawn, unless it's queen takes pawn, A2, checkmate.
But if the bishop goes to F6, then white's bishop's going to get C5 square, isn't it?
Yeah, but the pawn on D4 was no good.
Yeah, but knight E2 will
Yeah, and then we
keep it protected.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I think that black's game's flurry. G4. Here you go. This is what I'm saying about
G4.
the sort of thing we can expect. Where would you put your knight now?
Oh, D6.
Okay. That's where you did. You watched the game, didn't you?
No, I haven't seen any of it. I can't see any of it because you've got the board editor over there.
Okay.
Now, it's what I want to do. Maybe bishop C5. Yeah.
Oh, I bet you enjoyed Mike King's things about find the next move, cover over the score, which is what I got told by International Master Auckland Sapu.
Now, if you had the choice here, would you take on E6 on D6?
For white.
If black doesn't move, if black doesn't move his knight, would you take on D6?
I don't like his playing around with the bishops. I think I like this move. This is what I was thinking.
He's given him a choice now.
Yeah, if I'm black, I just want to go castle. And it's sort of like...
does white want to take that knight?
No, he didn't. Does he want to take it?
It's a pretty good knight, potentially.
The Dunedin Knights.
Black will have a nice bishop though, won't he? With white takes it. It's tricky.
Well, Nick, the Dunedin Knights, not the Dunedin nights, but there probably are some Dunedin nights or cold nights and all that sort of stuff. But the Dunedin nights are primarily always playing the Queen's Gambit or the Slav or the semi-Slav. So don't move to Dunedin because you said it's too boring chess. You'd probably give chess up, would you, if it was all about the semi-Slav or the Queen's Gambit? You'd be playing the E5 move, wouldn't you, or fork bears or whatever they're called, or you'd be having a bottle of wine as well with your beer, which is not a good idea apparently. But have you done that? Have you actually mixed your drinks a wee bit in your life? You go past someone and they've just offered you a lovely wine, but you've got your beer still, you've drunk your beer, and then someone's just offered you, would you like a glass of wine, Nick? And you've said what?
Probably yes.
Did you say probably yes? Oh, it's not a good idea to mix your wine.
Anyway, you better hurry up because we're going to run out of time.
Okay. I know. There we've got two moves that I really like Black's position.
I'm not sure I do much anymore.
Okay. Well, this is big threat. Before, if you're going to do anything, in my opinion, if I'm going to do anything here for white, I'm going to just leave my rook on H1 and move my rook to G1 from D.
He's eyeing up sacking on D5, isn't he, here? Probably nothing available, but...
No, I don't think so. I don't see anything sack on D5. I don't see it.
No.
We're just going to move that bishop back to F8, maybe.
Well, he has.
You did see it, didn't you?
I haven't seen it. I have not seen the game.
You cheated. You saw the game. I
haven't seen it.
You have. You've seen.
I haven't. I wouldn't have done this because I can't see.
Oh, we're taking that. I think that bishop F8 is going to be. But
those bishops are pretty.
Richie is a wee tricky, like the name says, tricky dicky. Richie is a bit of a tricky dicky when it comes down to it. And he's now got at least 2 pawns for the piece.
What's he threatening here?
He's threatening,
I suppose
rook E7.
Rook E7, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's threatening.
So bishop F8, perhaps, here.
He might be threatening. He might be threatening something on F7 square too. I don't know where I see it.
He hasn't got enough there, has he? Really? Yeah. I mean, after bishop F8, what's he really got?
You don't play bishop F8. He's going
I suppose that does the same thing, I guess.
Yeah. And he leaves his bishop. He's playing better than I am. He leaves his bishop open to staying on the diagonal for whatever, maybe checks or something. An A5, rook BD8 or rook D8, and this is an offer of a draw here because if we go rook B8 now, rook DB8, or it sounds like rook DV8, doesn't it? What? Can you play that move?
What about?
Can you play that move?
What about?
What's this move? This can't be real.
Why can't you play it?
What's wrong with queen takes queen? Oh, the rook's defending it. Oh, I thought, what? The queen's on pre. I didn't see that the rook's on D8. But let's
what else has white got?
White's sort of caught up with development, really, haven't they? But I still feel better with black's position, but I do know that black wins. And rook C8 is obvious move.
Oh, hang on. Now, doesn't that win the exchange?
Yeah. Bishop G5, check. See, I told you about that bishop on E7. I know I said Bishop F8, and we've got a few. We've got 8 minutes 40 now left.
Yeah,
Okay, Nick. So we've got 8 minutes 40.
We'll get on with it then.
And we don't even know how long the game is.
Certainly, yeah.
So what was that? So we've got to remember he sacked a piece already. He's already sacked a piece.
So now it's 2 pieces for the rook.
They might be finishing soon anyway, but
Black hasn't. I mean, white looks all right here, though, doesn't he? Look at all those pawns.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. So he's not going to offer white the opportunity of placing one rook on the 7th rank by playing f6.
At least equal here. The sacrifice ended up working, didn't it?
I don't know. I prefer the pieces any day. But I know who won. Haha. Bishop d2.
Yeah, but who won's irrelevant to the position, isn't it?
Yeah, the pawns, the rooks don't like these pawns like this, but pieces probably like it.
They're probably short of time as well, aren't they, right now?
Are they? Well, I thought you weren't watching it. Oh, hold on.
I can't see.
3 minutes 15 is for white. 12:42.
12 minutes, yeah. White's got no time.
This is a handy move to play.
Those knights are good, aren't they?
Yeah. That's why I like knights. Like the
What's happened here?
Oh, that was a nice one, wasn't it? That's a nice
swindled
one.
Him.
Knight b2 with the idea of rook c3 check and rook g3.
He's getting some pawns back.
Oh, this is dangerous now for white to play this.
Oh, he's in trouble now, isn't he? So everything's dropped
Oh,
off.
lovely. And that's it.
Why didn't...
We got 5 minutes, 6 minutes to go for us to close the session. You can close it. I'm not going to be talking.
Close the board editor, then that green tab on the bottom right.
Pardon?
Close the board editor on the Lichess, the bottom right. At the bottom right.
This is where we're going to get into time trouble. I don't know what you mean. Close the... What do you mean, so Nick?
The board editor that's on the right of the screen, right of the board, down the bottom of it, bottom right. Jesus Christ. Bottom right.
No, none of that, please, on my channel. Sorry, what was that?
Bottom right.
Yeah, that's it there.
Move your mouse down.
Yeah.
To the bottom.
I don't know what you're talking about, Nick.
It doesn't matter.
What do you want me to do? Just tell me what you want to do.
I want you to close the board editor.
I just want to close the board, don't we?
Just go down. Move your mouse down a bit further to the green on the bottom right.
Yeah, I've done that.
And then click it.
And then what? Do you want me to look at this analysis on the game?
Here we are. Yeah, now turn Stockfish on. Finally.
Yeah, that's going to take a lot longer.
It takes 1 second. Turn Stockfish on. And now put it back to around the move where...
Okay, where you're saying it's dwarf.
Where white sacked the piece. Move 18.
On D5?
Yeah. Let's have a look and see what the computer thinks. Computer...
1.9 for black.
What does it do right now? Yeah.
It's 2.1, 2.2.
Okay, so keep going.
Yeah, not too long on this, please, because otherwise we don't finish it off properly.
Right.
It's quite surprising,
I
isn't
thought
it?
Rook D8 was all right. Oh, it doesn't like that move.
That
It reckons
doesn't like that
98.
move.
90, that was a mistake.
It says
thinks
rookie
White's
8.
better after that.
Rookie 8, it says, yeah. Oh, well, cool. So can you please close the
that's
session?
it, really, isn't it? We'll close it now, so we can.
So you can talk about. You got 3 minutes starting from now. Talk about Quentin and close this, please, sir. Thank you.
Fine game. Now, interesting game, that one, wasn't it? I think personally, I would have gone for the Queen A5 rather than the B5 plan, because Black never did get a queenside attack, did he? And if the Queen had gone to A5, it would have stopped that Bishop C7, putting the Queen on the wrong square, and etc. But I think White was a bit impatient, wasn't he, in this game? He's too keen to sacrifice that piece when probably 92 might have been okay. But his position wasn't the best by then anyway, was it? It was, I think, where did he go wrong? The castling queenside was a bit risky, wasn't it?
Yeah, possibly.
And the D pawn came under a bit of pressure. So yeah, I think that system with knight c3 in this position, it wasn't the best for White, was it? That knight on c3 was very couldn't support his pawn like normal in the London system with c3.
Yes.
But they put Richie know a lot more about it than I do, though, because he's an expert on that.
Yeah.
Knows Bishop F4 lines, and I hate facing them. You know, he's tough to beat, Richie, when he's White. So I hate playing
we
against
have a
the
high
London
respect
system.
for him.
I think his chess has improved, hasn't it, in the last few years since he started coaching and
as well, yeah. And that turned out quite well for him, actually. Like there was a lot of play there at the end, wasn't there?
That's the thing with those sacrifices, isn't it? They don't need to be perfect to play them, do they?
No.
They just need to be able to confuse the opponent. So not enough people play unsound sacrifices, do they? I mean, they've got their place. If you can make it complicated enough, then the opponent's going to go wrong at some stage.
Well, we can commend him on that, can't we? And so you've got a minute to close this now. 1 minute. So you can either just say goodbye.
I'm just going to say goodbye, and that's it, really, isn't it? Very enjoyable, and I'll be back at work next week. So thank goodness I won't be doing these every day. So I'll almost going to be a relief to go back to work. Right. Have we ended now? Have we? Yeah, that was hard. That was hard doing the closing summary there. I think that was all right, I think, wasn't it?
Okay. Thank you, Nick. I really appreciate it. Bye.
Jeez, that wasn't a bad game, was it?
No, good. Bye.